Welcome to our Wednesday live. Rocky says hello. We had a really rough week last week. I want to thank all my stamping friends for being so supportive when we went through Hurricane Sally. That was really it was more than what we expected. We were very fortunate that we put up our shutters on Monday night. And went to bed, thought everything was good, and then it woke up and it was Cat 2, 105 miles an hour, and headed right for about 40 miles from us is where it finally made landfall. So we were very fortunate. A lot of damage, and if you may or may not know, we lost our Pensacola Bridge. That's out. Lots of barges went loose and ruined the brand new bridge to Gulf Breeze. A lot of my friends that have lived here in Pensacola have roofs that are damaged from falling trees. We're very, very fortunate that we didn't have that. So prayers to all those families that are still recovering, and thank you for all your kind thoughts. It was quite a week. So I've been pretty tired, and I'm going to do the project that I had planned to do last week, and I have been working on for the last for a little bit now. So this week, my projects are kind of a takeoff from the week before, and it is where I'm working on. If you go to my stampartconnection.com, I have Give a Smile, Make a Card program that I make projects for some of the local hospitals. So I'm putting together all kinds of packaging that I can send to a pediatrics unit so they can give gifts to Halloween treats to some of the young kids. So it's kind of a takeoff from what I did the week before last. For example, I did the using the pizza box, only I used the stencil for the tree stencil. This is in the annual catalog, and I stenciled it using the I think it's what is it, heather? It's really pretty gray. And then I put some of the bats. And this is a nice little pizza box, but this was kind of different. I wanted to show you that. I also came up with a new technique, and what I did here is I embossed the using that cobweb 3D embossing folder. And then after I embossed, I used some ink, and I went ahead and used a sponge dauber. Then I used some of that silver ink, and after that I used a white pen, and here it is, a white gel pen, and I drew the cobwebs, and it really came out neat. So I have a bunch of these that I made for the kids, for the pediatrics unit, and I have a little kit here for the nurses to put together their little treat bags. It includes the ribbon and the little tag, and it's all going in this big box. Now, I did this card, and I talked about using the apple punch, but you know what? I totally forgot. And I want to thank Catherine for reminding me that there is this stamp set, the Harvest Hello stamp set, that has the pumpkin right over here and the little pumpkin face. I'm doing this backwards, so I have to get it right, okay? So I went ahead and I made a bunch of cards, kind of doing the same theme that I did before, and I'm using those little springs, and these are for the kids as well. So I've done a whole bunch of those, and I just wanted to make sure that I let you know that besides this apple punch, using it for our pumpkin like I did the week before last, you can also use it with this stamp set. It comes together. So here are all the cards that I made using that stamp set and punch for the kids, in addition to this set that I made the week before last. So I just wanted to make sure that I let you know that there are some other options besides how we made our pumpkin the week before last. The other thing I wanted to show you is that I love this card, and I'm going to make some more of this. These were the cards that I made the week before last. But to go with this card, I've come up with these little bags. These are little treat bags that you can make using a piece of 6x6 DSP. I'm making a whole bunch of these, and I'm going to go now to my desktop so I can show you. I can show you my desktop. Let me go to my desktop. Okay, so I really, really love this cat design that I did. And I went ahead and I made several of these little bags because I kind of wanted them to coordinate with the card, because I plan to make more of these. I just haven't gotten around to it. And I want to show you some ideas on how to use just 6x6 cardstock in order to make these little treat bags. Then I also want to show you how to put together these bags. And these are some really cute, and again, this is using 6x6 cardstock, and they're little bags. And I want to show you the set that I made using the DSP from the Hollows Night Magic bundle. And I have a little spider here. I'm going to demonstrate this for you tonight, though. And here's another one. This is that great paper that is, and you can see what I did. Now, the last project, I used that old punch. But if you look at the Hollows is the Night bundle, it has these wonderful little bat dies. And it has a spider die, and it has little mini bat dies. So I went ahead and I invested in this because after I made those other cards, I just decided I'm just going to go ahead and get this set. So I went ahead and got this set, and this is how I put together. I got the whole bundle, and the bundle includes the paper, this really nice ribbon, and these are the iridescent pearls that I used for my little spider body right there. And then I used the framelits to come up with these really cute tags. So I think it's a nice set. Okay, so here are my bags, and in the catalog you can find this ribbon. This is gorgeous ribbon. It is the glittered organza ribbon. Look at that. It is beautiful. And you can see how really nice it makes these bags. Okay, so let me put these bags aside, because what I want to do is I want to show you how you can put these little bags together right here. So let me kind of clear my area so you can see what I did. And this is my brand new Stampin' Up mouse pad. Isn't that pretty? I just think it's so pretty. Okay, so I have here a bunch of 6x6 cardstock, and I've been really focusing on how to make bags because I would like to make a whole bunch for the nursing staff for the holidays so they can give little gifts. So what I did here is I took, this is the paper from the Hollows is the Night set. I also picked some old paper that I was using for some other bags, but I had these pieces here, which are cut from the Bumblebee set. And I'm going to show you why I picked these. because I can take, this is one sheet. This is one sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock. Okay, and you get 2 sheets in a bundle. So these other two sheets I use to make this bag right here. So I used a front and I used a back. And then I need a piece for the gusset, for the side. That's where I went into my Stampin' Up! DSP stash and went ahead and picked another piece of DSP that would coordinate with my pattern. And that's where I can get another bag out of here plus 2 more bags. So I can get 1, 2, 3, I can get 4 bags out of 2 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock. That is a lot of bags. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Come up with ideas to use 12 by 12 cardstock. What we're going to do first is I'm going to make one of these bags here, and you are going to need a piece of coordinating cardstock. So you're going to need 2 front 6 by 6 pieces. You're going to need a piece 3 by 6. Okay, so these are 6 by 6. I'm going to take this piece of 6 by 6 and I'm going to cut this in half. So this is going to be now 3 by 3. And I want to cut it in the direction that I want my my side to show, if your paper is directional. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that. So now I have 2 pieces of 3 by 3, and these are going to be our sides. Now I'm going to grab my board, and we're going to take our piece of these. This is the front and the back. Decide which direction you want them. I like them this way. Okay. Now the only scoring you're going to do on these front pieces are going to be this top flap that folds over, because we're going to put this directly onto our bottom. Okay, and this is what gives us the space for our 6 by 6 bag. So this is my top. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my top along along this edge of my scoreboard, and I'm going to score it at 1/4 inch. Okay, this is my top. I'm going to score it at 1/4 inch. Now I'm going to decide which one is going to be the back. And for my back, I'm going to score this at 1.5. And what I'm doing here is I am creating the little seam so that I can fold these flat. And the reason why you want them folded flat is because look at this wonderful bag I made, and I can just slip these in here, and this could be this could also be a gift, but this is what I'm sending the nurses at the pediatrics unit. Okay, so that's my front. My front just has my top, and then my back has my top and this back seam. So we're going to put that there. For our sides, for our gussets, and I don't know what shows up better, I'm going to score at 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. This is my bottom. I'm going to score it 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to score this one. Again, I'm going to bring in this so you can see. Here's my fold. You see my fold right there. I want my fold to match on my side. So that's going to be at 2 inches. Okay. So you can see 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, nothing on the top. And then at the bottom, I'm going to score this 2 inches, okay? I'm going to do the same thing with this one. 1/4 inch. Turn this way. 1/4 inch. I don't know why I can't seem to stay in the track. I have to stay in the track. Okay, here's my bottom. It's a 1/4 inch. From my bottom, I'm going to go 2 inches, and it's going to create this square. Okay. I'm going to put down my scoreboard, and I'm going to bring in this mat right here. And I have my two pieces. I'm going to grab a ruler, because what I'm going to do, and you can kind of see, I have created this box. And let me fold it so you can see this box right here. Okay. So here's the top of my my gusset, and then here's the bottom. So what I want to do, so let me grab this bag and show you. What I'm doing is I am going to create this Y right here so that this will fold like that. And it's going to fold in, and this is where this line right here matches this side of your bag. Okay, so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to place my side to where I'm going to look at the middle. Let me make sure I get this right. See, the middle is 2, so right here at 1. And I need to score that in the middle. We'll score this at 1.5. Score this at 1.5. Okay. So what I did is I scored this at 1.5 to where my score line is. I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to create my Y for where these are going to fold by simply taking my score tool, and I'm just going to draw lines from that center line, the top of that box. Hey, Tina. The center line, the top of that box, down to the corner. Okay, so this is going to be the inside of my bag. So I'm going to see if I can show you with white. See if you can see. Can you see that? Okay, so this is your 1/4 inch here, your 1/4 inch over here on this side. Then I scored it right here at 1.5, and then I scored this at a 1/4 inch. So I have a box over here and a box over here, and then I scored this Y. So hopefully you can kind of see how that comes out. This is actually probably the hardest part of the whole bag, is making these gussets. Okay, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. This is 2 inches, so this is in the center because this is 3 inches long, right? Or 3 inches wide. And then this box that's created down here is where we've made our Y. All you have to do for this bottom is do a 1/4 here and a 1/4 here. That's it. The bottom's done. And I have my my front and my back. And I'm going to grab my score tool here, and I'm going to decide which piece I want showing. In this case, I really like this turquoise. So I'm going to go ahead. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll do this one. No, I like this one because this is going to be more Halloween-y. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to fold these down because these are going to be the top of my bag. Now, what I do is I put these two together. Okay, I line these up and then I grab my ruler and I'm going to measure. I'm going to grab my little white gel pen here. I'm going to measure 1.5 over here and I'm going to measure 1.5 over here. So you can see I have these two marks at 1.5. Okay, can you see the two marks I have there? Here's 1.5 and here's 1.5. So before I do anything else with these tops, I'm going to grab a punch and I'm going to just stick my punch right at that 1.5 and I'm going to punch them both together. And I'm not punching a complete hole. I'm kind of punching a moon. You see how I kind of punched a moon here? I'm punching a moon so that when I open this up, I have a hole. And this is where the handle of my bag's going to go. So I want to do that right away before I start putting this together. Okay, so this is my bottom. Okay, 6 by 3, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. Now I'm going to lay this down. And the reason why I stopped, because when I put this glue down, okay, and this is the bottom, I'm just going to put this down like this. You can hear Rocky. This is my front. I'm going to lay this down right on top of my piece of paper. By the way, I got some new light bulbs, so I hope that my lighting's a lot better. And you see, this is what happened is that this other piece was too short because this is 6 by 6. It's supposed to fit perfectly on, there's our bottom, on this piece. So that's where I was, I got confused, but I'm unconfused now. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with this side. And this is our back. So I'm going to turn this around. And I'm going to put some glue right here on the back. Tina, thank you for joining us. So Monica, these are some great little bags that you can make with all your with your Halloween paper and with DSP when Christmas comes. Okay, so do you see how that went on? Look at that. And I'm just going to seal that seam, and there you go. Here is the front, and here is the back of our bag. Now we're going to put on our gussets. And let me see if I know where I put them. Oh, here they are. Okay. Now, this is the piece that I have to miter. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to fold all these pieces. And the top doesn't have any kind of piece that's folded, and then I'm going to fold the bottom. Now this is the piece that we're going to cut the little square out of. Okay, so I got carried away. See, you're gone. I'm gone for 1 week and I get all carried away. Okay, and now I'm going to miter these pieces here. Okay, so there was mitering to be done, but it wasn't on the right piece. Okay, and then this is our gusset right there. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Go ahead and I'm folding these in like this. I'm going to fold the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these pieces. And you can, I don't know, can you guys hear Rocky snoring? Okay, so I'm just going to miter these again.
we're going to open the inside of our bag. Okay, here's our bag. Okay, here's the front, here's the back, because we have our piece. We're going to open it up. Now I'm going to take my bottom mitered piece, and I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on. And then I like to just use my finger to kind of smear it. And then I have a little tacky rag here. And then I line up, let me just push in and show you. I line up the seam with this bottom seam here. I line up that fold like that. And using glue gives me just enough time, because then I fold it forward to make sure that I have it spot on. And there it is. And it fits perfectly. So now I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one here. I'm going to bend this back, and I'm going to put this some glue right on here. And you know, Jackie said that I have stock in the multi-purpose glue. You know, I do, because when I join Stampin' Up, and you can join my team too, I get a 25% discount. So I buy my multi-purpose glue cheaper than anywhere, even on Amazon. So, so that's something to consider. All right, so now I'm going to turn my bag. Let me turn this out. I'm going to turn my bag sideways. This is the front. And now I'm going to glue the sides. And I'm going to start with this wing right here. And I'm going to glue this like this. And then I'm going to just bring this down, and you can see over here on the side, I'm going to match that seam up perfectly with my edge. Okay? And it's perfectly matched with my edge. And I'm going to do the same thing. Do this with this one here. Same with this side. Line my fold with my edge. You see how nice that comes out? All right, and I'm going to clean my fingers to make sure that. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to let this sit for a minute, because while this kind of sits, before I do any more folding, I'm going to grab my ribbon, and I'm going to cut 8 inches. I'm going to cut 16 inches total. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of 8-inch strips. Now, here's my hole, right? So I'm just going to fold this ribbon, and I'm going to stick it in like this. And then I'm going to just bring it around this end. And I'm going to stick it in like that, okay? Because when I fold this down, I'm going to put my glue, and I'm going to just pull my ribbon up just so that's right under my seam. And that way I don't waste any ribbon. Okay. Now this ribbon is stiff enough that you can go ahead and do this for both sides. You can do it for this side, and you can do it for this side. Now I will tell you that in 1 November, okay, there's a reason for my madness here. In 1 November, they're going to have a DSP paper sale. So I want to show you, and I'm going to demonstrate some more bags, because I think these are just great little things to make and to have around. And especially if there's going to be a DSP sale, you know how great their DSP is. You can really come up with some neat projects. All right, here's my glue gun. And somewhere, I think I have enough glue. All I'm going to do is I'm going to open this flap up, and I'm just going to put a smidge here. I'm just going to go around and put a smidge there, smidge here. I'm going to go around and put a smidge there, okay? And then I'm just going to fold this down, pull my ribbon up, fold this down, pull my ribbon up, and then that, when you kind of spread that glue, it just turns that into a nice and strong. All right, let's do that again on this side. I just put a dot and I bring it around. I just put a dot and I bring it around. And then I fold, and I want to make sure I get that glue in my ribbon. And there you go. Now, if you have any little spotty spots, you can always just throw some glue on it, just to reinforce it. But you can see my glue is actually pretty good, and I don't have any spotty spots. So now I want to show you, because I'm so happy when this turns out. You see our seam right here? See our fold seam? Okay, let's turn it around. You see our fold seam right here? And here's our gusset. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to fold our seams. Okay, this was our middle. And now, you see how it just kind of crinkles really pretty? Look at that. It's going to crinkle right there. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fold it. It's going to flatten this out. See, I'm flattening it out. Okay, and I'm pressing it. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to go across and make sure all my seams are good. And there you go. You have, look at that. You have a 6x6 bag that you've just created using just a piece of 6x6 cardstock. So you can make 4 of these out of one piece of 12 by 12, and then that whole paper pack of all those pieces that are 6 by 6. I mean, you could go nuts. You could just go nuts. Okay, now all we have to do is to embellish this with a tag. And I'm not going to do that tonight, because what I want to show you is, okay, so this is the one that matches this one. We've got this one, and I have my little bats right here, and I put some adhesive behind my glitter paper, so now I can kind of stick my little bats on. And because I'm going to put my label right there, stick my little bat on, and let me get this piece of adhesive off. And these are made with the dies from the Night of Hollows. There you go. So I've decorated my little bag, and I can put my tag on. Here's my pretty little spider, and I made this spider from the die, and then I added the two little iridescent. Isn't that cute? It's just lovely. Okay, so I've got this bag, I've got this bag, I've got this bag, I've got this bag, and here's the match to that bag right there. Okay, so I made these. Now let me show you. And like I said, I just picked some coordinating cardstock or DSP that I had. You have it in your piles that you can use. That way you can save the front of your bags to look really pretty with your DSP. Well, let me show you what else I did with this technique. Let me show you all the bags that I made. I took some of the this is retired cardstock, and I made these to go to the nurses as kind of Thanksgiving. Okay, they're kind of a harvest bag. Again, I use this is retired DSP that I use, and I just kind of matched it up, and then just a piece of orange pumpkin cardstock, and it gives it a really nice base. And then I used just some of the twine that was this burlap twine that was in the catalog that went with the Hawaiian set, which is really, really nice. So I only had I had two pieces of the 12 by 12 of this pattern. So out of those two pieces, I made 4 bags. I only had one piece of cardstock, and this is another retired DSP. And I found this piece here, and I just added that on the sides. And then, we have our cat punch. So I used our cat punch just to kind of make a fun tag. So that is another card I made, and I just used some plain black ribbon. And then here's the other set of DSP that is also retired. And this was actually my first bag. So I did use some of the DSP on the side. I used so I coordinated the inside with the outside and just kind of made that match. And then this is just some old Christmas ribbon that looks kind of pretty. And then I just went ahead and I put a tag on that. And then here's the same bag. So there you go. Here are 6 by 6 bags that you can make using your 6 by 6 cardstock. I will have the measurements for all these on my blog. After I edit this video, I put it on my Stamp Art Connection blog as my project for the week. So there you go. Tons of bags. I'm going to come back and we're going to make this bag. This is a really cool bag. We're going to make this bag. It fits 14 of the little bags. There's another bag I made. Here's a bag I made, and this I was just playing around. But here's another bag, and this bag is made by taking just some cardstock, and I used the stencil to stencil the tree pattern. And if you look, you can see I also stamped it with some of those spooky trees. I added my bats, and then I added my cobweb silver ribbon. And this is another really cute bag that we can make, but I made this one first, and then I went ahead and decided to do a smaller. Here's a box I made, which is something that can go into my bag if I wanted to put together a gift. And I'm trying to coordinate. I want to coordinate like a whole set that can kind of go with this kind of vibe. So what I'd like to do is come up with some workshops where we can kind of get together. Maybe that's our pajama party. So tell me when you're available. Give me a date when you guys are available so we can have our pajama party. We can just sit down and make bags, because I am trying to fill this box full of stuff for the pediatrics unit that I'm going to be sending out. So these are the last couple of weeks that I want to start. I'm going to start finishing all those projects up. So I'm so glad I'm back in my stamping room. We had a generator, but we had no power in here, and it was just driving me crazy. I was just having such anxiety that you would not believe. But as soon as the power came up and I posted that power restored, I came in here and this is all the stuff that I just sat down and I made. So thank you. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for your orders. 24-hour sale. It's still going on. Make sure you're on my newsletter, because I send those things out as soon as I learn I learned something. I try not to bother your inboxes without stuff that you don't need. So if I send you a newsletter, there's usually something in there that's got good information. So Cynthia, thank you for joining us. I'm really glad you're back, and I'm glad that you made it through. I don't know if you're still in Pensacola, that you made it through, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next week. So this is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. Thank you for joining me, and happy stamping. Stay well.